Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live Crossfire. We got MIR, we got Arc, we got Red Wedding. That is what has been chosen. It is going to be a good one. These are bitter, bitter rivals. I love it when these two teams get together and battle because you know they're going to bring out everything they got to get that victory. And we're all here for it, right? So we got a lot of stuff to go over in a short period of time. First thing that I'm going to say is I made an announcement today. And how many of y'all, your mind has been racing and thinking about it when you heard about Castle Strike? Because I'm not going to hold back here. Castle Strike is the biggest rollout we have had since Faction Wars. It is going to be bigger than Pet Battles. It is incredible. It is in depth. It has land shards. It has land ownership. It has the rating. It has everything. So I really, really have put a lot of time, a lot of energy into bringing back the castle raids, but we're going to do it at a whole different level, and I think you guys are going to love what is in store. So we got a great week planned for you guys. We're going to do a little bit of Faction Wars tonight. We're going to do a little bit of Walking Dead chat tomorrow night. We're going to do a little bit of Faction Wars on Wednesday night. We got some word search and trivia and gaming coming up on Thursday night. We got Castle of Gavel Friday night. We got a crazy week planned for all of you guys. So hopefully you guys are here for all the action. We got some super chats. I see Bones in the house. Bones, good luck tonight. MIR and Arc. We got Dow. Let's do this, teams. We got Valar. Hello, 99 Kills. Great mods. Channel members. PDL Trivia. Bundle. A little bit of everything. We'll also be making our announcement of the winners of the Portal Python. We had a Portal Python. We had a great event. Thanks to all of you guys for participating. Like, literally, almost all of you guys participated. It was awesome. Not everybody could win, but glad you guys gave it your best shot. We'll do more of those in the near future. Take a look at this. We've got the standings. We do keep score. We do keep rankings, and we got Arc at 13-7. We got MIR at 11-8. What's interesting is MIR's only one behind in the loss column, and they own the tiebreaker. So it does look like Arc has a 1.5 game lead, but a big game for MIR. If they can get the win tonight, they'll be tied in the loss column, and they just got to catch up and play one more game. So this is technically a game for first place. So big, big game. We've got the schedule up top. Afternoon surprise. Wednesday night, we got Sly, we got Vox. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then next week, Rage Against the Machine, no cyborgs, Sly at MIR. And then that's next Monday. Then on Wednesday, we got Arc traveling to Vox. And then October 30th and November 1st. Sounds weird saying November, doesn't it? We've got Torment Zone. You're going to pick a zone, and whoever's in that zone cannot enrage. Could be the Temple. Could be the Ozone. Could be the Bomber Zone. But as that other team goes in there, they're not going to be able to use any rage potions. So a new style of match. Playing your strategies wisely. All right, take a look at the player control points. This is updated through last Monday. We've got Dow with 9 gold bars, leading the league. Gemstone in second with 5. Take a look at the DZ. We got JJ and Crimson, number 1, number 2. Range Rovers, we got Julia Deadly Dimes. Go down to the sub. We've got JJ, and then a couple people tied with 3, Crimson and Valar. Cannonball bonus, Justice with 16. Craven is moving up to second. Look at Craven making that run. Temple, Justice and B-Dub. Page 2, we got the Animal. We got Shaman Sheila, number 1, number 2. Ruffled Feathers, Father Ron and Pope. Stealth, Ron and JJ. Surrender, only 2 on that list, Ron and Craven. Watchtower Awards, JJ and Craven tied for first. Cat in second, or technically I guess it'd be third. We got Strawman, Crimson, and then a 4-way tie, 5-way tie. Vehicle theft, look at that. After last week, brand new strategy came into play. It wasn't just Ocean Man. It was Valar and Bones going back and forth stealing vehicles. Maybe we'll see that tonight. And then Shattered Dragon Stones as well. So Also want to say to everybody, it is flu season. It is COVID season. I say this every time. Take care of yourself. Cases of COVID are going back up. Some people I know coming down with it. So do everything you can to take care of yourself. Could be a long winter season. Could be a cold winter. So who knows? You might get COVID. You might get flu. You might get flu. You might, whatever. Could be back and forth. But stay healthy, everybody. Stay healthy. All right. It is date night. So how about a big, big shout out for date night? But also within date night, Ron, we got to do a little something. Look at that. Craven's like, I'm throwing a T10 gavel at COVID. I'm getting rid of it. There you go. All right, it is roll time, baby. So roll time. That means I need everybody from Box. I need everybody from Sly. Give me your numbers from 1 to 20. 1 to 20, everybody. Well, not everybody. Everybody in Box, everybody in Sly. Look at that. We got Craven taking the 20. Father Ron with the 1. J-Law's like, I'm in here. I'm getting this pack tonight. I think J-Law's going to win. Trigger might win. Look, we got some participants tonight. All right, giving away 1 free pack in the box events. This is a way to stock up in between box events. Here we go. All right, we're going to refresh it so we get a die roll on the screen. It is number 3. You were close, J-Law. You were close. You had the 13. Nobody had 3. I'm going to roll it again. Number 20. Look at Craven Light. Craven Light. You know, Ron was like, I was going to pick 20. I was going to pick it. But I went with 1. All right, Craven Light, congratulations. Awesome job there. All right, take you to tonight's Epic War Bundle. We got some cool stuff. 1, we got a brand new pet, and this pet is the first to do something, but the upgraded version of the pet is also the first to do something as well. So this is going to change things a little bit. I'll get to that in a second. And also, how many of y'all at one time in your life or another have used an Enraged 2? Go ahead, raise your hand. Don't make me call on the inventory team, because I will, because it drives them nuts when you do that. All right, well, lo and behold, there is no such thing as an Enraged 2. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute why there never was. Okay? But let me get to it first, and I'll tell you why. All right, start from the top. We got Silver Bundle, Elixir Extreme, Steel, Base Orb up there, giving you 2 Goliath tonight. Normally we do these singles. I'm giving you 2 in the Silver Bundle. Sweet, right? 5 post-battle pet revives, Graphene, Carbine, 1 of each of your waxes. Take you down to the Red Bundle. And Dimes is writing this down because she's got to do the bundle tomorrow morning a.m. So you know she's taking these quantities. So 2 Goliaths. All right. Red Bundle, Cursed Red, Wizard Ruby, Ravage, Combat Orb, Red Summon Skin, Savage 6, Mag 7, Super 8, Hostile 9, and giving you a Terror 10. Go over to the Gold. Cursed Blue, Cursed Sapphire, Glyphosate Secure, Gold Skins, Lethal. 2 Lethals come in a bundle. We've got Nirvana Stone, Gold Summon Skins, Max Seal, Max Spark, and the Enraged 2 potion. Okay. So when we rolled out the game 4 years ago, that sounds pretty cool, right? There was damage, and a Rage potion doubled the damage. So because the Rage potion doubled the damage, the Rage was in essence almost like a second Rage. So to make up for that, I rolled out the E3, which was the Enrage 3, which would be meant to triple the damage. Well, as you know, damage got crazy. So we couldn't single, double, triple, quadruple, on and on. So we had to add modifiers, which are levels of Rage. So we went Fury 4, Frantic 5, Savage 6, Mag 7, Super 8. Each one deals more damage. So I thought, you know what? I've been given a hard time. Kel really roughed me up this weekend. She's like, hey, you know what you could be doing is making an Enrage 2. And I was like, really? Really, you want to do that at like 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning? So you know what? I did it, and here it is. This is your Enrage 2 right here. So you got a Rage, an E2, and an Enrage 3, and then so on and so forth. Green Bundle, Energy Orb, Arrowhead, Spider Silk, Absorption, Disaster. Are you the master of disaster? You need to use his potion if you are. Airstone. 2. Spray AP. Astroglyph. Super Thrill. Take you up top. We've got Mythic Summon skins, Colossal skins. Heal and Thrill is a super rare smoke. It is one of the best ones out there. That's why we put it up in the bonus. And then we've got Kruger. I'll get to Kruger in a minute. And you also see in the middle there, recipes. Recipes are going to be required to exchange and to upgrade. Collect them. If you want to upgrade your pets, if you want to craft items, you are going to need to apply one of these recipes. You will be able to get them often, but start collecting them now. The second bundle that we've had recipes. So, many of you have too. All right, here he is. This is one nightmarish cat, y'all. This is Kruger. All right, Kruger does some things. First of all, Kruger is that pet. And what Kruger does, Kruger puts out a watchtower. Now, you might say, wait a minute. Why do we need to put out watchtowers? We just need to light them faster than everybody else. Well, that's why you might need to put 1 or 2 out. What Kruger is going to come down to is your pet management. Some people will be playing bosses. Some people will be playing scoring pets. Some people will be playing strawman lighting pets. Well, somebody might have an extra pet to play, and this is where Kruger comes in. You might be in a race. We got 8 watchtowers. They got 8 watchtowers. We got to put 1 out. Kruger will put it out. So it gives you that extra little edge. That's why it's good. But Kruger is the first pet that you got to make him red. You got to make him gold. You got to make him mythic. And you know what? You don't get anything for all of that. But once you make him immortal, he will put out a straw man and a watchtower. This pet will put out 2 things. So yes, you do have to upgrade him. You got to spend the red summon skins. You got to spend the gold. You got to spend the mythic. But once he gets immortal, he's going to give you a 2-for-1 special. He's going to put out 2. That huge gameplay bonus. So you will see more pets that skip a color. You still got to color them up, but skip a color, and then we'll do something at gold, or we'll do something at mythic, or we'll only do something at immortal or colossal. All right, Kel, let's take a look. We got a lot of people rocking Kruger tonight. And by the way, if you ever did play an E2, the inventory team just took an E3 away from you. So you never got over on anybody. No, does not take away the points. Because then you could take them away, relight them, take them away, relight them. Once you light it, you get credit for the points. Wait. No. It does take away the points. I stand corrected. It does take away the points because the points are calculated at the end of the night. Let me backtrack on that, Craven. It does remove the points because you get points based on your final number of watchtowers that are lit. Good question. I'm glad you asked that. Because that's the way scoring goes on that particular item. All right, everybody clear? I just retracted So we didn't have any doubt about it. All right. We got Valar, Moon, Cat, Dimes, Dow, JJ, Die, Bones, Crimson, Pope, B-Dub, Father Ron, Football, Julia, Fly Rod, Justice, Craven, Samurai, Trigger, and Kel. All with tonight's amazing, amazing Kruger pet. Now, once you like 9, it's done. Once you like that 9th one, you can't undo it. So let me clarify that too. Once it's 9, it is locked in. But if they got 8, you can remove it down to 7. All right. Good stuff, everybody. Good stuff. Every faction should be rocking these. That's all I'm going to tell you. You'll find out. All right. We've got a little bit of business to attend to. And it is called Red Wedding business. So, if you are Moonshot, Flyrod, B-Dub, Kel, Dow, Julia, Valar, or Gemstone, give me your pre-match buffs right now. Crafting changes a lot of things. Crafting is really, really awesome. It lets us customize some pets without making them too powerful early on, but giving you a nice bang for your buck for those that are making colossal and immortal pets. All right, I see Mr. Freeze, Flyrod, Jim, Valar, Kel, Craven, Moon, B-Dub, it looks like we are waiting on Julia, maybe. And there it is. All right. There are your starting 8 right there, everybody. I'm going to take you down to the Arc Alps and a battle for first place. All right, Red Wedding style, everybody. Starting out in the DZ, we got Gemstone. Gemstone to be followed by the Champ with a really, really good pet battle. Flyrod played a special. I was so happy. I couldn't contain myself when he played that pet paste. I was like, yes, there you go. Flyrod in the bomber zone. Flyrod be followed by Julia. Julia is the captain tonight and also a red jersey. Julia's in the rover zone. Julia be followed by Kel. Kel is sieging from the tank zone. They have picked the battleship, and Kel is a red jersey. Kel will be followed by Valar. Valar is sieging, and she's a red jersey from the bomber zone. Valar will be followed by B-Dub. B-Dub is the captain, and she is in the rover zone. B-Dub will be followed by Dow. Dow's in the tank zone with the tank, and Dow will be followed by the Marshal. Moonshot is in the DZ, and may the best team tonight get an epic, epic victory. Remember, timers are not able to be challenged. We're going to keep everybody on a pretty tight timer tonight so we can get some action, have some fun. Let's start it out with Gemstone. Gemstone, you've got 1 second. All right, hold up. Some of my files are out of order, and it's going to take me more time to do it. You guys just give me a couple seconds. You guys wonder, like, what I'm doing. When I made the red jersey players, it took them to the very top, which I don't want. Otherwise, I'm going to be scrolling around all night, so just give me a second. Order is important. We will have order. All right, last one, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it, like it. You guys heard that new Stone song? Why you angry with me? It's not bad. It's not bad if you're a Rolling Stones fan. All right, let's go. Let's get down to business here. And I no need to set the timer because Jim has already beat the timer. I'm not going to make her post it again. So she is going to, she really wants to put mascara on that. Mo Sarah. I'm giving Jim a heart. She's like, dude, I can barely type. That is a squaw. It is Mosara. It has a meaning. All right. We'll start out with Mosara, and I'm going to name a dragon mascara for y'all. 12-sided die, 1 to 7. There will be a hinder to the enemy. So I'm going to start that out. Let me start out just with the die roll so we can see. 12-sider, 1 to 7. Not a 10. There we go. 12-sider. It is. Oh, wow. First time, I think. All right, MIR. That is a hinder in the final round of the game. Whoa, that's a crazy start. -1 to all MIR in the final round. That could be huge. Sometimes you get nothing for it. Sometimes you get a 7. All right, Dark Boss to Main Street. MIR's like, we just got off the bus. We just put our jerseys on. We don't need that crap. All right, Jim with a Dark Boss could be worth an extra 25. Played in 1 would cap in 3. Seal, Denim to the Fire. Your Seal has put out that first flame in the temple. Going to Euclid Fly Rod. And going to render Kel. Kel, sacrifice 2 pets for me. And Fly Rod is incapacitated. It's a crazy start. Mosara, Dark Ball, Seal, Denim, Euclid Fly, and Kel's going to get rid of 2 of her pets. Fly Rod does get credit for beating the timer. And Fly Rod is a boss. All right, we're going to go. We skip Fly Rod and we go to Julia. Julia, 20-second timer. All right, going to go Cube of Clarity. Cube of Clarity, her attacks cannot be stopped this round. Boss to their chest. Julia playing boss in 1 would cap in 3. Actually, let me clarify that. It's not her. Her attacks cannot be prevented by player prevention this half. Player prevention. All right, boss to their chest, jumping into Rover, moving to Temple Steps. Julia's going to get a tire for the Rover. Seal, H9 top hat to the wall with mass destruction, B-dub. Gold blue from B-dub. All right, B-Dub playing the gold blue, going to stop it, and that is going to get rid of Julia's absorption. Cube, Rover, drops a seal, goes to the temple steps, throws a grenade, and plays mass destruction. All right, we get back to a live player. Kel, you're up. 20-second timer for you. Yeah, you can delete it, Jim. There was nothing to Dominari. Timer's up, Kel. Beats the timer. She's going to get into battleship. All right, when she gets into battleship, let's give her a cannonball. 25-point cannonball for Kel. Going to go over to their bomber zone. Jim's going to play Dominari. So no 25-point cannonball. They do still get credit for the cannonball, though, but they don't get the points for it. So they can still unlock the sentry gun. Boss to their chest is good. Kel playing boss in 1. Would cap in 3. Absorption, spruce, and mass destruction 2. All right, Temple Flame is put out. And she did beat the timer. All right, let's go over to Villar, 20 seconds. Kel got a seal as well. Let's give her that seal. She got seal and absorption. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. She did beat it before I started the nerf timer. She's good. Rover render to Kel. Kel sacrifice 4 more pets, and that should be all 6 of your scoring pets. Flourish Wand. You don't need to sacrifice them if we've established there's 6. They will all go away. All right, we're going to put a absorption right there. So Rover Render gets rid of all Kel's pets. Flourish Wand. Mythic Kang to Jim's boss. Could be worth 63. Dropping a seal. And B-Dub, we got a little bit of action here. They're adding mass destruction 2. M7 Elmo loaded to the wall. How you feel about it? It does hit. So give them that first Elmo. 10-point Elmo. And M7. After mass destruction, M7 Elmo. Black. And a green. Black and a green. 2 blocks for Villar, getting the party started earlier. Let's kick it over to B-Dub in the Rover zone. B-Dub, 20-second timer. Easily beats the timer. Thank you for that. She's going to hop into Rover. Let's give B-Dub a tire. So they did unlock the sentry gun. They've got the requirements for that. Going to move to the temple steps. Mythic Kang to the side chest. B-Dub playing a Mythic Kang. Could be worth 63 if we get the cap on that. S6 Snowstorm loaded to the wall. And a little more mass destruction for Team MIR's. 4-4 into mass destruction. Mythic Blue from Dow. All right, Dow playing the Mythic Blue. That is going to break B-Dub's absorption. And will also hit her for 10 points after the absorption. Is going to take her down to 90. She's going to use the absorption ability. That'll absorb the first 20. And then her gear absorption will absorb the rest, keeping her at 100. But she doesn't have any extra absorption. She did lose her gear absorption in the process. But absorbed it all. All right, let's go from B-Dub over to Mr. Freeze, 20 seconds from the tank zone. Got Mr. Freeze, and then we got the Marshal, and that'll be the end of round number 1. Easily beats the timer. Thank you for that. Going to jump into tank. Cannonball to the other side. Both teams have gotten the cannonball and the tire. Tank vest, H9 Goliath. The tank vest will double his Goliath damage. That's going to make it a strong grenade. Will not double the rage, but it's going to make it double the firepower of a Goliath. Loaded to the wall with mass destruction. Mythic Kang to Main Street Boss. So he's going to seal himself. All right, I'm going to give you the Mythic Kang. Mythic Kang could be worth 63. I'm going to give him the seal. Remember, he's got 1 rage from the tank. So it's going to make it a T10 double Goliath. And that tank vest is only in round 1. Gold blue from Kel. B-Dub shutting it down. Gold from the gold blue is going to break Dow's gear absorption. Round 1 gear absorption. And we will go over to Moonshot. Final move of round 1, 20 seconds. Easily beats the timer. All right, Moon starting out with the Anthrax wand. Beautiful wand because it does take the red wands out of play. We know his red wands are pretty strong. So red wand has been used. Red and blue. Going to take Julia's seal and give it to himself. Up. I'm taking her out of the rover. He's like, come over here. All right, take her seal. Grizz to Julia, Vines to Julia, Gas Blast to Julia, and add mass destruction. It's a lot of stuff. All right. Vines, then Grizz, then Gas Blast. Julia hits her weight. It hits. Probably smart to let that one hit because something was going to hit. All right, so Vines, Breaker Seal. Grizz is going to launch her into the no zone. She will lose her rover, and the Gas Blast is going to fizzle because now she's out of range. She will take a little fall damage. I'm taking her down to 95. So Vines breaks her absorption. Grizz launches her. Gas Blast is used, but it does fizzle. because there's no target in range, and that is the end of round number 1. At the end of round number 1, B-Dub rotates in. Nobody else moved to the zone, so that is it. B-Dub will get a blessing. Moon's going to get a halo. Jim is going to get a halo. Strawmen are 0-0. DZ is 25-25. Kel is going to siege, and she is going to dim a Dragonstone. All right, we've divvied up and tallied up. Everybody's good to go. Let's start round number 2. Gemstone from the DZ, 20-second timer. Timer's up. She beat the timer. She's going to go Dragon Smoke. Mythic Kang, her own boss. Possible 63. Gas Blast to B-Dub and Mass Destruction. Dragon Smoke will relight and protect the Dragonstone. The Gas Blast is going to hit. We're going to launch B-Dub to the no zone. She's going to lose her rover. Smoke, Kang, Gas Blast, and Mass Destruction all done within the timer. We are back to Fly Rod. I'm going to give him a second to unmorph himself out of his boss. All right, Fly Rod, you're back now. 20-second timer starting now. Timer is up. Beats the timer. Fly Rod going to move into the temple. Super Thrill, Mythic Kang to Kel's boss. Could be 63 for Fly Rod. Using General Drake, Grenade Launcher. T10 Snowstorm loaded. He is not in the battleship, so no battleship bonus, but he does get the rage bonus. So looking like an S11, S14 after the Super Thrill, and it is a snowstorm. Gold blue from Gemstone. And if you guys could do me a favor once again, players who have monikers or code names, please don't use any data in there. So appreciate that. And go ahead and delete it for me. All right, so gold blue from Jim. All righty. It is stopped, so the gold blue is going to hit Fly Rod. His gear absorption is gone, so that's going to take Fly Rod down to 80% health. All right, after Fly Rod, the Assassin, Julia, 20-second timer for you. Julia easily beats the timer. She was chilling in the no zone. She's going to run over to the temple. Tag, you're it. Mythic Kang to Jim's boss. Seal and Thrill, S6 Elmo, and Moon. Give me another one. It is 2. Render is 2. Playing a Seal and Thrill. So Cinder and Orbital both out of play. And B-Dub says wait on the S6 Saint Elmo loaded to the wall. Temple's good. Kang is good. Seal and Thrill. Going to make it S7 equivalent. Lyra going to Judas that. Julia. A little bit of redirection there. It hits, and it's the same damage as the first one, with a little bit more mass destruction. So he's going to get a little bit of carryover, but we're still in the Elmo range. Black block, green block, and 10% of a green block, but it did have some carryover, so you're at 90 green. And that's the extra mass destruction between the difference of the first grenade that hit. All right, but the Judas is effective. All right, let's go from Julia over to Kel in the battleship, 20 seconds. Timer's up. Beats the timer. She's going to move to their DZ. She is definitely going up the coastline. Right there. Up. Look at Kel trying to steal Psycho. You can't have that, Psycho. Put him back. Move their DZ. Ghost ship is her pet. So playing the ghost ship to swap out her battleship for a ghost ship. What that does is that instantaneously dims and shatters the Dragonstone. Just like that, it's gone. Kel getting a 25-point Dragonstone and also getting a Bullseye Award. So that's a 50-point move right there. Fear Smoke is a no-go. And you guys can probably figure out why Fear Smoke would not work here. But I will give you I'll give you another smoke in its replacement, and I'll tell you why. E2 Elmo to the Watchtower and render Dow. All right, so we'll light up a Watchtower. All right, move to their DZ, ghost ship, E2 Elmo, and a render. You can like owls. You can play a different smoke. Even though she's in the zone, she is not on the same level as the player. Same reason why a tank could not drive over to an ozone. You have to be at the player. You can't be underneath the player. And the battleship is definitely a water vehicle, and she's elevated, so no fear smoke on the player. Pet repel is good. Advantages and disadvantages to the vehicle. All right, we've got Kel did beat the timer. We're going to go from Kel over to Valar. Valar, 20-second timer. Timer's up. Now, if she wanted to, she could have played the fear smoke as a attack and lost her attack phase, but I don't think that was her intent with the Elmo to the watchtower. So that's why I let her play the smoke. All right, so Valar. Holy Avenger is going to prevent any buffs or nerfs from being used on this wall. So if there were something that MIR were to try to do to their wall, it doesn't prevent any buffs that they would play. A Holy Avenger could remove a MIR buff from their wall or prevent any nerfs from the arc wall. And it's only this wall. So if you were to snowstorm it or put arc ice on it, anything like that, that wall cannot be nerfed. The next wall could be. All right, going to steal Bonnie's boss. B-Dub, you have no boss. Going to play Marty in her attack phase. To rebuild the blue stone. All right. So, and that's kind of what they were going for. So they're going to play Render on Moon. They basically want to get rid of his Kang. So they were going to spam it till they did it. So Moon's like, hey, I'm out of scoring pets. So I'll go ahead and just put the Kang here. All right. Legendary, steal Bonnie's boss, Marty to rebuild it, and then ability. All good. Now, they rebuilt it. It is still dimmed. Still dimmed. All right, let's go over to B-Dub. B-Dub is in the no zone right now. 20-second timer. And Kel was the first to ever use an E2. As soon as we rolled it out. That could be a Play Dead Live trivia question one day. We always said a bad night playing Play Dead Live beats a good night doing a whole lot of other stuff. So I appreciate you guys being here and slugging it out tonight. Another epic battle in store. B-Dub did not make the timer. Nerf timer coming. Where is she? Where'd she go? Did beat the nerf timer. Sleet Wand. All right, B-Dub playing the Ice Wand. Now, this is case in point. The Sleet Wand cannot even be used because that wall is not a valid target. So you can't use it to burn it, so it's not there. So it prevents the Sleet Wand from even being attempted to use. Now, if you want to use a different wand, I'll let you sub a different wand play, or we can just skip the wand play. But because there can be no effects on their wall, you don't have a valid target. I'm going to go ahead and move you to their DZ. She's going to play Dandy over by this dimmed Dragonstone. She's going to play a Pet Repel. Render Julia. Cinco and Sender. And Julia, you got an H8 Goliath, but you can't play it, B-Dub, because you got no range. Because you have no rover, because you got knocked out of the rover. However, you can hit Julia or the boss. Those are your two options. Those are the only things that you have that's in range. H8 Goliath, either to Julia or the Main Street boss. Or a Kang. A Kang, a Main Street boss, or Julia. So no wand. She moved to the DZ, played a pet, played Pet Repel, and then she is going to throw H8 Goliath at one of the Kangs. Julia says wait on the Kang. That might be the strongest grenade ever to go after a Kang. That leaves nothing to doubt. That's so strong it should kill like 5 Kangs. Mythic Tanner, all right. Mythic Tanner in play. Mythic Tanner is going to hit B-Dub for 30%. Taking her down to 70. All right, we go from B-Dub over to Mr. Freeze. 20-second timer for Mr. Freeze. From the tank and the tank zone. We are making some history. All right, he easily beats the timer. Going to move to the temple steps. Summon Gold Blitz to Dandy. S8 Goliath to the wall and Dragon Smoke. The B-Dub, he's going to blitz your Dandy. Then relight, and then he's going to go E7 Goliath. B-Dub says, wait. All right, going to prevent the grenade. So no damage. Blitz is going to kill Dandy. Dow going to relight the Dragonstone, making him work for it, though. 2 of the 3 dragon stones are relit. And the grenade is prevented. And the final move of round number 2 before we go to subs is going to be the Marshal from the DZ, 20-second timer. All right, there it is. Doing the wave. Moonshot, Splash, and Julia out. She is waterlogged. And it is at the end of the turn. So Moonshot with the wave award. And what a way to end the round. All right, at the end of the round, we are going to rotate Dow into the temple. Fly Rod gets a blessing. Dow gets a blessing. The DZ is 25-25. Strawman is 0-0. Captains, give me your round 3 subs, please. Wow, you guys are already ahead of the game here. Look at this. Fly Rod heading out. Great job by the champ. Samurai coming in. She is a red vest. Pope coming in for Gemstone. Moon has 2 halos. Gem, 2 halos before she got subbed out. Moon losing his seal because of elevation. Samurai and Valar both starting out at 90% health, suffocation. Kel does not lose elevation because she is under the DZ. So see, whereas you cannot fear somebody, you also, when you end up in the DZ in the boat, you're not elevated. I guess it's a win-lose type of situation. All right, we got Pope's buffs. Let's get Samurai's buffs. While we're getting those, we are going to cap Jim's boss on Main Street. So it's a dark boss. And 252 points in Kangs. That's a nice Kang haul right there. 4 mythic Kangs capping early on. One flag to 0. All right, we got Samurai's buffs, which means we're going to kick it over to the Pope. We're ready to go. Pope, 20-second timer starts now. All right, beats the timer. A Cyborg Tupac on Julia. So Julia will be able to play a second boss this game. Going to go boss to Main Street. Pope playing boss in 1. Would cap, I'm sorry, playing it in 3. Would cap in 5. Going to seal himself. Raged Elmo to the Watchtower. Up to Mass Destruction 10. B-Dub, how do you feel about that first Watchtower? She's like, I got no problem with that one. Watchtowers. 1-1. Tupac allows Julie to play second boss. Boss to Main Street. Seal. Rage. Elmo. All good. All within the timer. Let's go over to Samurai. 20-second timer for Samurai. Timer's up. Starting a Nerf timer. Nerf timer's active. First Nerf timer is up. That's 10%. This is for a 25% Nerf. Does beat that, so this will only have a 10% Nerf on it. You're going to move to the temple. You'll play Luna Lamp on B-Dub. That means B-Dub can play 3 H9s this game. You're going to put Stasis on Julia. Going to drop Seal. F5 Goliath loaded to the wall with Mass Destruction. 8. Julia, F5 Goliath hits her weight. All right, Pope with the prevention. All right, let's kick it over. Before we do, let's go ahead and cap Julia's boss. That's going to be flag number 2. 2 flags to 1. And Julia, 20-second timer. From the no zone again. Start calling that the Julia zone if you keep spending your night there. Timer's up. Beats the timer. Julia going to move to the temple stairs because Dal is in the temple. Going to play Pet Repel. Julia playing the Sleet Wand. Blue wands are now out of play. All right. B-Dub, she is going to stab Stasis. Now, it cannot be Ellied. Cosmic Ashes. No Ellie. So going to the temple. Pet Repel, Sleet Wand. Going to stab Stasis and then play boss. And then a hinder to B-Dub. To give B-Dub a -1. All right, Kel going to play intervene. All right, Kel going to intervene to stab, which means stasis does not die. Ah, that is a good call. She has Cube of Clarity as well. Ouch. Cannot be prevented, and that is a rough combo. And her attacks cannot be stopped by player preventions this round. Somebody was up studying. So can't intervene it. I think it has to hit. B-Dub, unless you can think of anything else that I can't think of at this point. The Ash's first turn cannot be Ellied, and first attack. And then the Cube of Clarity makes her attacks the first half, or the second half, whichever she played it, but she played it in the first half, cannot be stopped by player preventions. All right, does hit. All right, so Julia is able to stab the stasis, and then she plays the boss in 3, would cap in 5, and a hinder on B-Dub. Movement's good, pet repel's good, sleet wand is good, boss, and Daryl, write it down. I know they're keeping a log. That's up there with really, really good moves. That caught me off guard, but it's a great combo move, Julia. Well played. All right, let's go over to, before we get to Kel, let's cap her boss. All right, Kel capping first MIR flag. And of course, MIR's got those mythics too. So 126 points in Kangs. Putting a flag on the board. And Kel, 20-second timer. Timer's up. We've not seen Ashes in a while. Beats the timer. All right, Kel's going to move to their rover zone. So she's ditching the boat. Her and her merry party of buffs are on their way. Vines to Dow, Scold to Dow, E1 Elmo to the Watchtower, and Hinder Valar. A lot of stuff coming at Dow. Vines, Scold, and then a Watchtower shot. Julia, does it hit? It hits. All right, Vine's going to break his seal. When it breaks his seal, it's also going to hit him for 10. Scold's going to hit him as well. I'm taking Dow down to 80. Kel adding a double absorption. E1 Elmo to the Watchtower. Like the second Watchtower. Does get credit for the Elmo. And like the third Watchtower with Scold. 3 watchtowers to 1. Movement, smoke, pet, grenade, hinder, all good and all done within the timer. All right, let's kick it over to Valar. Valar, 20-second timer for you. Timer's up. Not sure why I put a Kang on Main Street, but that should be a boss. Sorry. Sorry, Pope. Nerf timer. Nerf timer is active, and Valar did not beat the regular timer. If this gets down to 0, it'll be a 10% nerf. She does beat it. Cannot play Kruger. We announced that earlier. Kruger could not be played tonight. So I will let you play another pet. Rest of your move is going to be locked in. All right, so she does get pet repel. Does get the hinder on Samurai. All right, so Valar, add a different pet. No, you don't have to put sorry. You can just put the pet. There you go. I get it. Just give me a pet. Sorry, forgot. Kills, will, do better next time. You're like, give me all these lines. Just give me a pet, Valar. Come on. Any pet. B-Dub, S8 Elmo. Does hit. Mythic Taser to B-Dub. All right, B-Dub, Mythic Taser. It will damage you because you are at 70%. Does the pet hit? I know the grenade hits. And Mythic Taser does get rid of pet repel. B-Dub says wait. All right. Is a unique item, does count as a legendary play. So Sovereign Scepter, if you guys have not heard of it or not seen it in a while, it dissolves any attacking pet. It is a unique item that came out years ago. Unique items are legendaries, cosmics, they're unique. She's the only person that has it. Sovereign Scepter is a DI, will dissolve any attacking pet. So that taser is cast and it just melts away, never gets to be dubbed. Well done. She does have the red jersey, so she's able to play Sovereign Scepter. Nice. Wow, some good moves tonight. Bye, Taser. All right, let's get that S8 Elmo. All right, now we got a big grenade attack. Biggest one of the night because it's got a little extra juice on it. Not a lot more. Been a lot of 7s and 8s so far tonight that have hit. This one is going to take down. Now we're starting to get a little mass destruction. So green block, blue block, and 25% of that blue block. 75 blue remaining. Arc with a slight wall lead. A couple blocks ahead. And you guys have been doing some studying tonight. I like it. All right. Let's go over to B-Dub, 20-second timer. Everybody got their inventory and they started reading up. We got B-Dub, Dow, and Moonshot. B-Dub easily beats the timer. Thank you for that. She's going to move from the DZ over to the tank zone. Dark Boss to the side chest. Yeah, somebody stole her boss early, but they forgot she has the Dark Boss. Oh, she can't play the Scold. Double pet warning for B-Dub. Dust to Julia is good. E1 Elmo to the Watchtower and then a hinder on Valar. I got Valar at -2 hinder. Watchtower is going to light up. That's Watchtower number 4. She gets the points from the Elmo. But again, no Scold. Moves to the tank zone, good. Dark Boss is good. She's playing Dark Boss in 3. Would cap in 5. Could be worth an extra 25. And luckily for her, that was the first pet she played. Had she played Scold first, she wouldn't have got the boss play. So Scold is second pet. Never happens. She gets a warning for it. Dust Smoke to Julia does happen. E1 Elmo is good. And Hinder to Valar is all good as well. Let's kick it over to Mr. Freeze, 20-second timer. Daryl, I was about to say, did you give your Cosmic Guard to B-Dub? That's like some, like, whoa, did I miss that trade? Timer's up. Mr. Freeze, not making the timer. Let's nerf it. Nerf timer is active. This is for a 10% nerf. Timer's up. 10% nerf is into effect. This is for a 25% nerf. He does beat 25% nerf, but this is a 10% nerfed attack. E6 Goliath, Thrill, Seal. Going to play Rod, Blue Spark, and he's also in the tank. All right, so let's get Rod in play. And make sure we got a target. I need a target. Yeah, it's up. That's what he said. Give me a target. After you give me a target, make sure you refresh. Anybody in ARC that knows what the target is, can you guys post it? B-Dub, this is going to be an E11 wherever it goes. All right, to the wall. Yeah, go ahead and refresh. It took you about 2 minutes to put that in. All right, B-Dub, it's going to be an E11 with a 10% nerf to it, but it is still an E11 Goliath. Does hit. All right, 10%, but they got 10 mass destruction, so that's going to cancel it out, his timer. It is going to be an E11 Goliath full force after the tank. Best hit of the night. Takes down 75% blue. Takes down blue. Red. And a quarter red. 3 full blocks. I got 75% red remaining. All right, Mr. Freeze. I guess you made up for it because you're in a tank. At least. Let's go over to Moonshot. Moon, final move of round number 3. 20 seconds. Timer's up. Starting a 10% nerf timer. Nerf is active. Gonna go. He beat the nerf timer, did not beat the regular timer. Gonna go Petro to Dow. E4 Trixie to Rod and to the wall. Rod is a valid target. It's in range. So he's going Rod, block break. He does have E4 Trixie. Remember, putting the juice on it because of the power of Trixie and a Petro. It hits. All right, so we're going to knock Dow out of his tank and out of the temple. Rod is gone. And going to break the ice block. Moon doing a little utility work, cleaning some stuff up there. But maximizing that attack. There's a lot of good stuff in that attack. And that is the end of round number 3. At the end of round number 3, Moon getting a halo. Pope getting his first halo. Julia at the temple steps. Dow is sealed. Moon. Yep. Moon, I'm going to go back to your turn. He is sealed. So we'll back that whole attack up. I'll let you replay it. I did not add the seal, so I'm going to let Moon change any part of that he wants since there was no damage done. I'll leave Rod up for now. Because that could change his attack. All right, so go ahead, Vile Smoke to it. All right, Vile Smoke. Going to hit Dow. Break his seal. Push him out of range. Julia, any response? Now that he's playing his move, do those hit? I'll play the whole thing out. You still have a defensive response to that. So Vile Smoke, Petro, E4, Trixie to Rod and to the wall. All right, she's got a response for it since he added the vial smoke. Give Miss Tank back for now. Give Miss Seal back for now, and give him Miss Pet back. All right, what's the response? All right, going to Phantom Cape. So Julia using her second legendary to stop the smoke. Phantom Cape the vial smoke. Petro is going to break the seal. Going to leave him where he's at. Rod is still dead. And the wall is still broken. All right, Moon did get his halo. Pope got his halo. Dow gets a blessing. Samurai gets a blessing. DZ is 25-25. I think last round I called 25-25 on the DZ. But Kel was in the DZ, which neutralized the DZ, so it should have been 25 MIR, 0 arc. Because Kel was sitting in the DZ. All right. Make sure we got that right. All right, that's the end of round number 3. Let's kick it over to round number 4. Pope, 20 seconds for you from the DZ. Easily beats the timer. Mythic Kang to his boss. Pope playing Mythic Kang, could be worth 63. Pet Repel. Cannot play Super Thrill. I'm going to give Arc a warning for double smoke. Each team has been warned for doing a double play. He gets the Pet Repel because that's what was listed first. If you can type no Super Thrill so the inventory team doesn't take it off, please. T10 Gavel loaded to the wall. And going to Revolt Bonnie. All right, so let's move him down in range. All right, so B-Dub cannot use currently any T10s because she has 1 Revolt. Mythic Kang, Pet Repel, T10 Gavel, and Revolt to Bonnie. B-Dub, it's a big grenade shot coming at that wall with mass destruction. All right, you got a Judas over to the other side. That is going to be from Samurai, I think. Julia, They're going to Judas that T10 with mass destruction over to the other side. Riley burning her legend on it. Good legend plays tonight by both teams. And that's the way it is in red wedding matches. Get to use things that you don't normally get to use. Julie's like, summon, 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 wait. Yeah, I called the wait at the end of that. Looks like Bonnie's getting some dust smoke next round. Put the goggles on, B-Dub, because you know it's coming. All right, Pope playing Glacier. Going to reduce the damage by 50%. All right, so we're going to cut it to an S5 and half of a gavel. With mass destruction. Going to be an S5 Carnage. MIR finding ways to get wall damage. Their second hit on the wall. This one a little less than the last one, though. Taken down. Good Judas and also a good nerf play. %90 green. 60% blue. 40 blue remaining. You can see even with the weaker grenade and the weaker damage, this is a pretty weak wall. First one, not much of a challenge for these teams so far. All right, let's go from Pope over to the person who just redirected. Samurai. 20-second timer for you. Timer's up. Beat the timer. Thank you for that. She's going to go Mythic Kang. B-Dub's boss. Possible 63. Going to go Pet Repel. S6 Goliath loaded to the wall. Going to hinder Valar. All right, the Goliath hits. Mythic Kang, Pet Repel, S6 Goliath loaded to the wall. And then hinder. Let's get the damage. After mass destruction. Stronger grenade, little less juice. Taking down to 40. Taking down a blue block. And taking down 30, 70 blue remaining. If you have Gideon, you got rendered before. So, yes, I'm not going to go back and figure out what they would have done. But the answer to the question would be you sacrificed Kang, and then Gideon would have been your second scoring pet. So that would still be 4 that you would have sacrificed. So if you have Gideon, then you can't play Gideon either. All right, we go over to Julia. Julia, 20-second timer. Yeah, no worries. No, we would have caught you on it later. We'd been like, you can't play no scoring pets, Moon. And I think there is 6. But every player at this point, you guys go back to your factions and just have them just put it just on a notepad which scoring pets they have, because this is going to be a play at least for a little while until render is a little less popular. But I do think you'll see renders almost every game. All right, so you're going to go Max Spark to Bonnie. And Dimes, do me a favor, make sure we just double check. I think there's 6, but let's just get the list out to everybody. If you can do that for me. Gold Primus, Dust to B-Dub. I told you that Dust was coming, B-Dub. I was just psychic. All right. Primus Rage Bank and F4 St. Elmo. Sorry, Primus is a, not a Rage Bank. Primus is a harness ability. And going to revolt Bonnie. That's a big revolt. Couple things are going to happen here. One, the revolt on Bonnie is now 2 revolt, and that's the maximum a player can have. So Bonnie, you cannot play any of those H9s. You now can't play T10s or H9s. It's another good move by Julia. Julia, you're on fire tonight. Let's see if the attack hits. The F4 Elmo loaded to the wall. Is going to have the harness pet. So it's going to add 10%. Makes that Elmo a little stronger. And it does hit. Yep, there's something for everything. I just don't have time to go through it in the middle of a stream. All right, let's add the mass destruction to it and the Primus ability. 75 red left on the board, so it's 2 3/4. Takes down to 75, takes down to red. After Primus and mass destruction, takes down 15% of the red, 85 red block remaining. All right, let's go from Julia over to Kel. 20-second timer. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. It's for a 10% nerf. Beats the nerf timer. Going to move to their tank zone. Mythic Torrent to the straw man. Going to light the first straw man. Haze and Days to Dow. E3 Elmo to the Watchtower, and then Misery. Lower the effectiveness of the next pet. Watchtower number 5 gets the Elmo. And let's kick it over to Valar, 20-second timer. Timer's up. Beat the timer. Talon Pope back to the DZ. That is a second max spark on B-Dub. Julia played 1. And Valar played the second. B-Dub is stuck in place. S8 Lithium to the wall loaded. Super thrill. A lot of overkill there. Does hit. Going to extinguish a straw man. So that straw man Kel just lit up with Torrent is no moss. Valar finishing the wall, getting a gold bar. And let's reset it. First wall is off the board. Granted, that one was a fairly easy one. And Valar probably bringing enough stuff to take down a whole wall. But she did get the one block down. Better to be safe than sorry. All right, B-Dub, you are stuck in the tank zone. 20-second timer. All right, beats the timer. Going to go with Hendrix. Hendrix going to light up 3 watchtowers. Light up 1, light up 2, light up 3. They are up to 8. Going to go red orbital to their wall. And E2 St. Elmo to the watchtower to light up the final watchtower. 9 watchtowers are lit. MIR 100 bonus points for the watchtower. And the Elmo. All right, let's go from B-Dub over to Dow. 20 seconds, Dow. We got Dow, and then we got Moonshot. All right, beats the timer. Scold to Moonshot. E5 Thrill Smoke. Top hat loaded to the wall with Ignite. So we got an E5. We got a Thrill. Make it a 6. And then the tank buff. 7, 8, 9, 10. Brand new wall, so we don't know the health. Gold blue from Moon. That is the final blue of the game for Team MIR. Only one remaining for Team ARC. Dow was hazed and dazed. It is gone. Gold blue is going to take Dow down to 60%. Scold is going to hit Moon. Take him down to 90. Actually, we will leave Dow the same because he's going to get a absorption from Scold. Then the blue will take his absorption. We'll light Watchtower number 2. All right, Scold to Moon gives Dow an absorption. The grenade is stopped and breaks his absorption. No damage to the wall. Final move of the first half, Moonshot, 20 seconds. Dow with the absorption ability so he can keep his absorb. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. Beats the nerf timer. Going to steal Dow's boss. All right, so no boss for Dow. Send a max seal over to B-Dub. Inferno to Strawman. Julia, they're going to light Strawman number 1. Hits or wait. Hits. All right, let's light it up. Captains, give me your subs. Moonshot, getting a 4th halo. Pope, getting a 2nd halo. Pope would be losing his buffs, but he's going out of the game anyway. DZ was 25-25. Dow going to lose his tank. But Dow getting a third blessing. Samurai adding a fourth blessing. Strawman 5-0. Dust Smoke is a lingering smoke. It is gone. Julia and B-Dub. MPC is going to the ozone. Samurai B-Dub, MPC, Kel, and Moon. Busy coming in for Pope. Sheila coming in the ozone. Busy and Sheila, if I can get your buffs. Order is going to be as follows. It's going to be Busy, Samurai, Julia, Kel, Valar, B-Dub, Dow, Moon, Sheila, and MPC. Sheila messaged me, said she's rebooting. So that is her buffs. Sentry Gun and Sentry Gun are both unlocked. All right, we're moving on to round number 5. In round number 5, the order will be, again, Busy, Samurai, Julia, Kel, Valar, B-Dub, Dow, Moon, Sheila, and MPC. So at the start of round 5, Pope's Boss is going to cap, and we've got a 63-point Kang. So that'll be flag number 3. Currently 3 flags to 1. And here we go. Busy B, 20-second timer. You're on the clock. Timer's up. She's going to put Tigress on their wall. Little extra slowdown. Gonna drop Seal. Gonna go Boston Main Street. Busy playing Boston 5, capping 7. S6 Elmo loaded to the wall, mass destruction. I'm sorry, loaded to the watchtower. Watchtower, not the wall. That's going to light watchtower number 3 for Team Arc. 9-3. And the Elmo. Tigress, Seal, Boss, Elmo, mass destruction, all within the timer. All right, let's kick it over to Samurai. Samurai, 20-second timer for you. Timer's up. Beats the timer easily. Thraxis to B-Dub. We give B-Dub +3 rage in round 6. Dune to Strawman. Max Seal on Moon. M7 Monster loaded to the wall with Rampage. Dow going to paint it in half. All right, so we got a couple things here. Good grenade hit. Tigress is going to nerf the attack. %25 for 2 attacks. And it's the damage to the wall, not to the specific attack. That would have been to a person or a boss. It would have been full damage. Here's why that's important. Because the monster's damage is calculated. The pain will be half of that damage, but 75% will hit MIR's wall, 50% will hit Arc's wall. Dune to Strawman for Strawman number 2. M7 Monster with Rampage and Mass Destruction. Like an 8. %70 blue block. After the Tigress nerf, takes down to 70% blue and takes down 60% of a red, 40 red remaining. Now half of that damage is redirected to the arc wall. Maybe not what they wanted with the black block, but damage is damage. Black block. %60 of a green block, 40 green remaining. You still got one more charge of Tigress over on the other wall. Thraxis, Pet, Seal, Grenade, Legendary. All right, let's go from Samurai over to Julia. 20-second timer. Timer's up. Beats the timer. Julia is going to move into the temple. Going to put Ward on Villar. Julia's boss caps as well. 4 flags to 1. Going to play Jin Shi. It's going to give all of MIR a hinder in Dragonstorm. Thrill M7 gavel loaded to the wall and going to shatter it. Shatters are 25%. So it's going to take it down from 40 to 15 green. M7 gavel loaded. A lot of firepower there with the gavel. 7, 8. And adding 12 mass destruction to the gavel. Taking out the 15 green. Taking out a green. And taking out a blue. 2 blue blocks remaining. Breaking out the big firepower early with the gavels. Kel, you have hinder. And you got a 20-second timer. Sorry, Kel, you do not have hinder. That hinder is on B-Dub. It's not on Kel. She beats the timer. Going to Kimuri to the ozone. Stasis to Sheila. Vines to Villar. Activate Lantern. Which makes it undetectable. All right, and that is a valid play. Because the vines, because she played the vines on Villar, Villar can be eclipsed. And if she's eclipsed, she would not be subject to the vines or to the lantern. Kimuri, stasis is good. Vines do not hit. QWERTY does not hit. It is a flying stasis. So the stasis on Shaman does have wings. Valar's invisible for a second. And Valar, you are now visible again because it's your turn. 20-second timer. Some good counter shots tonight by both teams. Good moves, good counter punches. What else would you expect from a red wedding match with all these legends? Timer's up. Beats the timer. Valar's going to move to the other temple that's vacant. Double occupy for Arc. Going to play Thraxis on herself. +3 in Dragonstorm. Going to go boss to their chest. Valar playing boss in 5 with cap in 7. Going to put dust on B-Dub. Nerf for a little bit. S6 Goliath loaded to the wall with Rampage. B-Dub, you got Galar. Galar. Valar with it. Goliath is a Galar. Galar throwing the heat. And Valar with a -3 hinder. So not quite that much heat, Valar. A little less heat than we thought. Because you don't get the Thraxis until next round. So it is an S3 Goliath. With Rampage makes it a 4. And 12 mass destruction to juice it up. Blue block. 30% of a blue block. 70 blue remaining. All right, let's go from Valar over to B-Dub, who is hindered. Revolted and dusted. That's a new combo. Like a pizza topping. 20-second timer. Hindered, dusted, and revolted. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. Beats the nerf timer. Luckily, you were not hindered, dusted, revolted, and nerfed. That would have been a new combo. A Talon Samurai to the temple stairs. Go put the dust on Dow. E3 Elmo to the wall. All right, so we've got E3 Elmo, a Tigress, going to nerf it. The dust smoke on B-Dub is going to nerf it. And her hinder is going to nerf it. It's going to make it an E2. 25% from the Tigers, 25% from the Dust. Going to cut it in half. It is a Raged Navy grenade, but she does get the Elmo points. And takes that 40% red down to 10% of a red wall. Luckily, it's a weak wall. 3.1 red blocks remaining for Team MIR. All right, we're going to take it from B-Dub over to Mr. Freeze, 20-second timer. He's dusted from the tank zone. Timer's up. Beat the timer. He's going to move to Temple Steps. He is in line right behind Samurai. He's going to unholy the dust. Going to summon Gold Nolan, because everybody needs a friend, a gold friend. E4 Trixie to the wall and to stasis. Not sure what stasis you're targeting. But you might be in a different universe than the rest of us. Oh, Sheila's stasis. I got you. I'm in a different universe because he's hidden up there with his wings. I see what you did there. Well, I'll backtrack and say nice move, because he takes out the stasis with the Trixie juiced up. Yeah, you can wait. If you're like me and you didn't know there was a stasis there, sure. All right, E4 Trixie to the wall and to stasis. Moves to the temple, unholy the dust, Gold Nolan, and then a hidden stasis up there that got by a couple of us. And B-Dub's going to have something for it. All right, Kel going to intervene to Trixie on stasis. So Kel using the prevention, stasis stays. He was thank you. Nice. Best line of the night, Bones. He was hiding in the clouds. All right, nonetheless, Dow, as a parting gift for all your effort, you do get an E4 Trixie to the wall. But it's an E4 Trixie. So you ain't going to love it. Taken at 70% blue block. Down to 55% blue. Nice 15% shot of that wall. But you know what? All damage matters. It's down from 70% down to 55 blue, and it was mostly juice. All right, we go from Dow over to Moonshot from the DZ, 20-second timer. Moon going to head over. Nice move there. I like it. DZ portal. And another splash. See ya, Villar. Boom. Villar is waterlogged. Villar's in the no zone. We'll splash her out. She goes to her no zone. Moonshot gets a second wave. 2 waves tonight. All right, let's go from Moonshot over to the Shaman. 20-second timer. Shaman beats the timer. All right. Nobody type anything. Sheila, you got 3 pre-type moves. So forget the Kang. Now, you could have played the Kang. So even though it was pre-typed, it was playable, just so you know. So I'm not going to double line you because you said it was a pre-typed move, but I'm just going to tell you should have left it. You kind of overthought yourself there a little bit. All right, no pet. Banish Wand to Julia. Torment to Samurai. Wherever Samurai is, put her right there. T10 Vlad's loaded to the wall with Mass Destruction. It's 14. So B-Dub knew she locked in the hits. But in doing that, that's also pretty big grenade. But there's a couple reasons why that was done as fast as it was. All right, Pet's removed. Banish Wand is good. Torment to Riley. Spark is good. T10 Vlad's loaded to the wall with Mass Destruction. So it's a big grenade hit. After the Mass Destruction, we're going to bump that up to a Wedding Crasher. And an 11. 55 blue. Blue comes off the board. Red block comes off the board, and 30% of a red block comes off the board. 70 red remaining. All right, final move before we get to Dragonstorm is MPC. 20-second timer. All right, B-Dub going to turn MPC into a priest and sacrifice all gear abilities. Hop into turret. Smart move. B-Dub's boss did cap earlier. So we got another Kang. We would have gotten to it because it was sitting over there. That's second flag. 4 flags to 2. Get that all-important third boss out there. MPC playing boss in 5 with cap in 7. T10 Goliath loaded to the wall with mass destruction. Going to make that Goliath equivalent to a gavel. And because of the T10, because of the turret bonus, Julia says, I'm going to go ahead and play that final blue. It's worth it to stop it right here, right now. And I would agree. That is going to take MPC down to 80% health with the gold blue. MPC has a tank prevention and a priest prevention. In the turret, plays the torment, plays the boss. Grenade is stopped. And that is the end of round number 5. Let's get some Dragonstorm, everybody. Dragonstorm time. All important. We know we got some nerfs out there already. MIR nerfed. And give me 1 second. Got to check one thing. All right. Need to check something. So, MIR, you are not nerfed yet. Julia, I'm not charging you for the Gen Shi because it was not eligible to be played when you played it that round. Gen Shi can only be played during Dragonstorm. You do still have it. But MIR, you will not start off this round with a nerf at the beginning of the round. Gen Shi is played during the actual round. Julia played it a round earlier. She doesn't lose it because it was not eligible to be played, but MIR does get the advantage because Riley will not start off hindered. All right, so we're going to get the die roll. I just called it. Nobody challenged it, but I just want to make sure we get it right for MIR. All right, here we go. It is 4. It is the biggest and the baddest. Rage 4, a true Dragonstorm. This is what it's all about. All right, buckle up. It's about to get crazy. All right, before we get to Dragonstorm, a couple things I want to get. Moon with a 5th Halo. Busy Bee, 1st Halo. Samurai rotated into the temple. Julia with a blessing. Samurai with a blessing. Strawman, 10 points for MIR. 0 for Arc. Kel with the Siege Award, 100 points with the Siege. All right, we are in round number 6. We're going to start out with Busy Bee, 20-second timer, Busy. Beats the timer. Going to turn into a Priestess. Gold Kang to her boss. Gold Kang could be worth 55. Going to send Torment over to Kel. S8 Wedding Crasher loaded to the wall. Going to hinder B-Dub. All right, moving into range. She has a prevention now. Playing the Kang, playing the Torment. And B-Dub, we got a S8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. From Busy. All right, MPC using the tank prevention. Still with a priest prevention. Busy making them burn them up, though, and putting a hinder on B-Dub. All right, let's go over to Samurai. 20-second timer. Samurai is hindered. I'm sorry, is tormented. And she is in a temple. Beats the timer. Light a straw man. Straw man number 3. Going to put Torment on Valar. I'll put Riley's Torment on Valar since she won't have it at the end of this round. Gavel loaded to the wall, which is going to make it a F4 gavel. She is adding Shatter. 10% of the red block, so Shatter will get rid of the red block. Does hit. F4 gavel grenade. Taking down a red block after mass destruction. 30% of a red block, 70 red remaining. All right, we go from Samurai over to Julia. 20-second timer. And that's a good call. Thanks, Moon. Back that up. Oops, oops, oops. Wrong wall. Back it up. Hold your timer, Julia. We shatter the first block. Red block. 30% of a red block. Same thing, different wall. So we got 1.7. Red up top. 2.7. Down at the bottom. All right, Julia playing Jian Shi. Now we get the hinder the rest of the way. We summon Gold Nolan, which you can. Double smoke play. She called it. Still a double smoke play. -5 for Arc. Jian Shi, Gold Nolan, going to put Torment on Bonnie. She played the Torment first. So the Super Thrill would have been a double smoke. Had she played the Super Thrill first and then typed no Super Thrill, it would have been a double line bonus. But it's a double smoke. It's -5. Torment over to Bonnie. Lithium loaded to the wall. Nolan is flying. And because there's no Super Thrill, she probably calculated that with the lithium. But the lithium's not going to get the job done. But it is still an F4. And it is still a lithium. Not as strong as an F4 gavel. But now we'll take it off the right wall. After mass destruction, takes down a 70 red and takes down 15% of the red, giving you 1.85 remaining. So on one side, we got MIR, we got 1.7, Arc, 1.85. Let's go from Julia over to Kel. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Kel playing Jian Shi, so we're going to give rest of Arc that -1 hinder as well. Kel and her Brady bunch of buffs. Going to move over to the temple stairs. Behind Al. Mythic Blitz Dow's Nolan. Going to go Torment to Dow. Gavel loaded to the wall with Shatter. And going to use the prevention on the Blitz. All right, we got a Gavel. With the Gen Shi nerf. Makes it an S3. Mass Destruction Gavel. %70 of the red block. And 60% of the red block, leaving 40% red up on the board. Add to Shatter. %15 red block still on the board. Gen Shi, Temple, Blitz prevented, Torment, Grenade, Shatter. Let's go from Kel over to Valar. 20-second timer, Valar. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. Did not beat the regular timer, did beat the Nerf timer. All right, I'm going to move Valar's Torment over to Moon. Adding a Blackout Wand. Going to cost you 25 points for the Blackout Wand. Double line move. So it'd be no DZ points this round. And Denim to Strawman. All right, so we're going to put out the Strawman. And give her the red Nolan. Nolan, Torment, Denim, and second line Blackout Wand to take the DZ out of play this turn. Orange wands are done. Let's go from Valar over to B-Dub. B-Dub, 20 seconds. Got B-Dub, Dow, Moon, Shaman, and MPC. Beats the timer. All right, B-Dub, turn to a priestess. Move into the bomber zone. A lot of nerfs. Got some dust, got some torment. Gonna play Ancient. Gonna double her personal mass destruction. So all that mirror mass destruction, she's gonna get double that. She's gonna unholy the dust smoke. Gold Blitz to douse Nolan. All right. Either way, this would be a weird situation, but the shatter, the ability goes through first. Had it not went through first, it'd create a different set of circumstances. So there's 15% of a red block remaining. B-Dub's going to shatter it. Now again, if the grenade hit first, the shatter would shatter the first block. But the ability does go through. Just like mass destruction. You play mass destruction, you get the mass destruction at the beginning of your turn. So the shatter, I might not always read it out properly, but you get the idea. All right, let me get the walls back right. There we go. All right, so shatter is going to get rid of that 15%. Now, normally that would give B-Dub a gold bar. Valar says, Dominari it. Fine. We Dominari it, and then we rebuild it. After we rebuild it, we got a fresh wall. Now, B-Dub has a lithium loaded to the wall. That lithium is going to get the effect of the Dragon Storm minus the hinder. But she's going to get the mass destruction on top of it, and she's going to double her mass destruction. And she's going to blitz douse Nolan. And his isn't flying, so hers doesn't have to fly. So Nolan is dead. Now, fresh wall, lithium's going to have no effect because it's got to finish off a wall. But after the grenade to mass destruction, she's getting black block and 80% of a green block, 20 green remaining. And again, the Dominar is used to stop the gold bar. All right, let's go from B-dub. Dow should be tormented. 1 second. All right, you are still tormented. I removed your torment inadvertently. So, Kel played that this round. All right, let's go over to Dow. 20-second timer. All right, Dow going to play Torment on MPC. Unicorn loaded to the wall. Arc Spark. Dune to Strawman. B-dub hits her weight. MPC with the prevention. Grenade or pet. Preventing the grenade. So we are going to put out Strawman, but they're stopping the grenade shot. Mr. Freeze is shut down. All right, let's go to Moon. 20-second timer to Moon. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. Moon's looking for a third sub. He's like, there's got to be one around here somewhere. We got Moon, Sheila, and MPC. We'll put Cosmic Shield on their wall. So that means that you guys cannot target your own wall on your next attack. We're going to go Ace to Strawman. So the next attack cannot hit your own wall. Super Thrill Trixie to Villar and Julia's Nolans. It's going to be an S3. It's going to be an S7 Trixie. -1 for the hinder. S6, Trixie. Julia hits or wait? Double mythic sonars. For the S6. It's going to nerf at 40%. All right, the Nolans that are up there. Color of the Nolans. I think they're, Julia, your Nolan is gold. And Valar. Red. S3 and 40% of a Trixie. Barely kills Valar's Nolan. Does not kill Julia's Nolan. Julia's Nolan is still hanging on. The nerf saved Valar's Nolan, not Julia's. Or vice versa. Saved Julia's, not Valar's. Valar's is dead. All right, final two moves of round 6. Shaman, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Mythic Kang to Main Street Boss. Could be worth 63. Rage, lithium loaded to the Watchtower. All right, Ark's Wall can now be hit again. Light and Watchtower number 4. And going to put a hinder on Kel, but it will fall off in the final round. So the hinder is wasted. All hinders fall off unless they're full game legendary or if they're a Mosara. So no use on that. All right, final move of round 6. MPC, you are tormented. 20 seconds. Beats the timer. Mythic Kang. Could be worth 63. Super Thrill, Trixie, Julia's Boss, and our wall. She changed the target. Julia does not have a boss out, so she can't target that. All right, so not a valid target, so it's not a double line penalty because Julia does not have a boss. So I would have asked for clarification. So the Mythic Kang is good. Super Thrill Trixie. Julia's Nolan is in range, so Julia's Nolan first, and then the wall. Julia, she clarified, does it still hit? Does hit. The last little bit of health on Julia's ball, Nolan, I said it too, is gone. MPC is no longer tormented. B-Dub is no longer tormented. And let's get the damage on the wall, which is going to be equivalent to an S6 after the Jin Shi. S6 Trixie. %, green, just like Dow's move. That's being generous. Finish off the rest of the green block. But it was more of a target to get rid of the Nolan. All right, we're in the final round. There's Blackout 1. There is no DZ points. Temple. We got Samurai in the temple. And we got Julia. 1 blessing each. Strawman, we got $10 points for MIR, 0 for Arc. Captains, give me your final 4. And remember, MIR has a -1 hinder this round for the Mosara. All the other hinders that you guys had have fallen off. Busy Julia, Valar, and Dow. Over on the other side, Samurai, Kel, Bonnie, and Moon. Let's give Problem Child an Ace Award for the turret. All right, I think we got a pretty close one again tonight. Another epic battle. What you do this round may be the deciding factor. Seems like it's close. Let's kick it over to Busy Bee. Before we get to Busy Bee, we're going to cap her boss. And we've got 118 points of Kangs. Boss number 5 is capping. DZ is back in play. Busy Bee, 20 seconds. Final move. Beats the timer. Silver Spark, Red Curtis. Super Thrill, H9 Lithium Shatter. Start with a Shatter, taking that wall down to 60 red. We got a Silver Spark, Red Curtis, and a lot of stuff. S12 with Mass Destruction. B-Dub hits or wait. All right, Samurai's going to intervene. So the Red Curtis and the Shatter are going to go through. Shatter already went through. Red Curtis going to take the wall down from 60 down to 30. So Arc, you got 1.3 red blocks remaining. All right, let's go over to Samurai from the temple. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Blaze the Straw Man. Super Thrill, Blue Spark, H9 Monster to the wall, loaded with Ignite. Blaze with Light Straw Man number 3. Julia says wait. Busy, going to prevent the grenade attack. And then there were 6. Julia, 20-second timer starting now from the temple. Beats the timer. Arc Spark, Red Curtis, Super Thrill, S8 Unicorn to the wall with Disperse, B-Dub. Hits. Red Curtis. Take down the one red block. There was 30% red remaining. Takes down that, which would have left one block. Putting a lot of stuff on it. B-Dub decides good decision to go ahead and let that one hit. Second wall, Julia with a gold bar. We're going to rebuild it. Now remember the unicorn, very unique grenade. Because it takes out the black block. Also gives you a teardrop. May or may not be a factor. We shall see. Villar has a boss on the board. MPC has a boss on the board. All right, let's go over to Kel. Kel, this is your final move of the night. 20 seconds. Beats the timer. Going to go Dune to Strawman. Like Strawman number 4. H9 Monster loaded. Blue Spark, Super Thrill. Remember, these have one hinder attached to them, so it would be the equivalent of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, S12. Julia going to intervene it. She does get the Dune, however. 4 players remain. All right, before Villar's turn, we are going to cap Villar's boss. That is going to be flag number 6. Villar, you have 20 seconds. Julia going to play Initio to reset the wands. The Abyss wand. Abyss wands have been reset. All right, Villar. Playing Duskwand on Moon. He's going to reduce his rage by 50%. So Julia reset the wand, and then they play Duskwand on Moon. Moon, 50% rage reduction for you. And that will take Abyss Wand off the board again. Has to be a different one, which it was. Orcus to Strawman. Splash, going to put out Strawman number 4. H9 Gavel, Shatter, Blue Spark, Thrill Smoke. Shatter, going to take you down to 75 green. Double Mythic Sonar, Kel and B-Dub. Be a 40% nerf. 9, 10, 11. It'd be equivalent to an S7 Carnage grenade. S7 Carnage. So this is the third wall. Moderate health. S7 Carnage, 55, 75 green. After mass destruction, takes 75 green and takes a full green block. Valar adding Intalio to it. Gonna take a little more. This is after the sonars. Should be an extra rage 2. The grenade's already been nerfed, and then it adds a little bit additional rage to it. %, of a blue block, you got 60 remaining, 60 blue remaining. Like I said, every little bit helps. 2.6. You might be right. Let me see. I'm trying to read my own writing. I'll look it up. It is range, Moon. It is range. So your range is 50% reduced. So wherever you're going to be, you probably got to be right there. I read my writing and I could have sworn it said rage too. Like, yeah, you know, don't have the best writing in the world. All right, let's go over to B-Dub. B-Dub, 20 seconds for you from the bomber zone. I'm going to move that orbital that you guys got last turn up to your scorecard too. I've already written it down. It's looking like a halo on B-Dub. All right, she beats the timer. B-Dub going to move to the ozone. Now, there is a movement penalty. She's going from the bomber. She's got to go all the way down, all the way up, and all the way to the ozone. But she's not playing any sparks or any legendaries. Yeah, she does somewhere. Dow going to stop. Julia, are we stopping the Blaze or the Super Thrill M7 gavel from the patent? Grenade or pet? All right, so let's go Gold Blaze. Lighten up straw man number 4. And the grenade is stopped. All right, we got 2 more moves remaining. We got Dow and we got Moonshot. An NPC will cap at the end of Moonshot's turn. 20-second timer, Dow. Timer's up. Not beat the timer. 10% nerf timer possible. Beat the nerf timer. Gonna max spark Moon to slow him down. One second. Moon should not be tormented. He is max spark. So his range is reduced and 50% slowed. Ace to put out a straw man. Wedding Crasher shut down. All right, final move. Moon 50% range reduction and max spark slows you. 20 seconds. Timer's up. Nerf timer incoming. Beats the nerf timer. Talon Kill to the DZ. Kel also previously had a Halo. And Inferno Julia, does it hit? It hits. All right, Inferno is going to light up straw man number 4. Reason that's important is because Kel will end up with 2 halos as well. So Moon will be in first, and then there's a couple arc players that have 2. Kel will tie those arc players. So it'll be Jim, it'll be Pope, it'll be Kel, all with second place, and then Moon in first place. 75 points in the DZ for Team MIR. Gold orb for Samurai on the final move. B-Dub with the Occupy on the final move. That was about a 400-point move at the very end. Arc had a lead. Question is, did they have a 400-point lead? We also have to cap 63-point Kang and flag number 3. So it's going to come down to Arc winning the walls, Arc winning the flags. Yeah, 75 points. You get an avalanche, but it don't matter because the game's over. It would get rid of everybody's seals and absorptions. I mean, I can remove them if you want. I have B-Dub. Julia, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Round 1, she was in the temple. Round 2, she was in the DZ. Round 3, she was in the tank zone. Round 4, she was in the tank zone again. Round 5, she reset to her rover zone and got it for free. Round 6, bomber zone, and round 7, O zone. Good? Because she was in the tank zone when you guys max sparked her in 4. Jim did. Jim booted her out of the temple, but it was at the start of the turn, and then she moved after she got booted out. Jim was the first player. So Bonnie was in the temple, and then Bonnie got moved out of the temple on her first turn, but then on Bonnie's turn, she moved. Okay? All right, good game. Good game. Hey, congratulate each other for a game well played. You guys definitely good moves on both sides. 2 different ways of doing it. We're going to count down a few things here. Strawman, I got MIR. 25. I got Julia with a blessing. I got Samurai with a blessing. Overall, we got 6 blessings for Team Arc. We got 7 blessings for Team MIR. So let's count them down. MIR has 8 remaining. So we'll take 7 of them from the right wall. Leaves 1 red remaining. Let's go over to the other side. Again, I said the teardrop may or may not matter. You still got to do damage to it. So when you get to blessings, it's really not going to do anything for you. If it was a frozen block, it would stop you. But that teardrop doesn't go away without damage. So that's 6. We got 7. So guess what? Arc exactly 1 wall advantage. All right. I mean, it's good. It's good. You know, you got 1 team with watchtowers, 1 team with walls, 1 team with, I'll calculate it, and I'll let you guys know the final score. Hold tight. And again, good work to both teams, and we'll see how the math works out at this point. Julie, I didn't announce it. I think it was Bonnie that got the 9 award. We'll double check it. But MIR did get the 9 award for 9 watchtowers in addition to the watchtower. I think it was on Bonnie's move, but they got the points, but I'll double check the person. 1 second. It's one of those really close ones. So we'll be right back. Just triple checking. All right, double and triple checking. So again, I reserve the right to go back and look at it if I need to, but I'm pretty comfortable that we've got everything covered. It's a close one. It's down to the wire. So we start out with Arc big lead early on, and it was just a matter of whether MIR was going to make up the ground, and we'll tell you. So we started out with flags. Flags over all Arc's MO. 6 flags, 1,050 points. MIR, 600 points. So Arc already out to a 450 point advantage. Then you get to walls. Walls, Arc almost taking down 3 full walls, just a little short. They got 850 points. MIR almost getting 2 walls. They got 550 points, 300 point advantage to Arc. So you already have right there a 750 point advantage. Huge advantage. But then you get to Strawman. Strawman was chipping away a little bit. You had a 5 here, 10 there, 10 there, 25. We started to make a run at the end, but MIR kind of gave up on it. They did get 50 points in Strawman, so that chips it away a little bit. Now we're down to a 700 point lead. You get to Kangs. Kangs, Arc, really good Kang game because they had everything else working for them. 433 to 252. So you're up about 1,000 points. You're like, there's no way, right? There's no way MIR's coming back. We'll start with Siege and Occupy. Siege and Occupy, 250 points for MIR, 0 for Arc. Now that around 1,000 point leads down to about 750. Go to Watchtowers. Watchtowers, 325 for MIR, 100 for Arc. There's another 225 shaved off of it. Now you're down a little bit over 500. Add a Dragonstone to it. Doesn't sound like much, but it's 25 points for Shattered Dragonstone. Then get to the DZ. How about that 75 point move at the end by Moonshot? That cuts another 100 off of it. Now we're getting where it's understandable because we've got PCP. We've got a couple other things. Timers. Arc went into timer game. 3 failed timers for Arc, 6 for MIR, 30 point advantage. There was some strategically, you take a little bit more time. But we get to the PCP, and that's where MIR dominated in the PCP for the most part. MIR had a tire. They had a couple waves. They had a bullseye, a 9 award, an ace award, an orb, and the PCP DZ was 125 to 25. That's 375 points in the PCP. Go over to Arc. Arc, couple of gold bars. That gets them 100, but after that, it was a cannonball, it was a tire, and it was a nothing, a nothing, a nothing, a nothing, and then a 25 DZ. That's 175. MIR just made up another 200 points. But then you get to the extras. Extra is going to be your red orb, your dark boss, your Elmos. MIR adding 105 in extras. Arc adding good in extras, but they had the 25 point deduction. So they added 85, but they lose 25. They only get 60. There's another 45 point advantage for MIR. Tally it all up. You've got Arc with the slightest of margins, 3,038. MIR, 2,972. Guess about a 70 point advantage to Team Arc when all is said and done. So both teams just going down to the wire, giving it everything they got. 2 different strategies. Comes down to a little bit more than a block or so. So Team Arc, I got 30-38. Team MIR, 29-72. 50 points in waves, Moonshot. That was part of your 375. Tire, 2 waves, 25 points for each wave at 75 at that point. Bullseye, a 9 award, ace award, a golden orb, and 125 from the PCP DZ. So middle of the game, really, really good back and forth moves. Arc pulling the Euclid early, MIR withstanding the Euclid, and in the middle we had some good hinders, some good things on both sides. Be interesting to see how Kruger is going to play out. Yeah, that was a huge advantage. Arc was pretty strong up to that point. They still look good, but you guys had a 200 point advantage in the PCP. And the only thing that kept them in the PCP was the 2 gold bars. So just getting a little bit more damage in the wall that kind of made up for the watchtower. So, but overall, great game. Red Wedding game on the road. And this game comes down to like 60 points. So really good stuff, you guys. All right. Awesome job. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little Daryl Dixon and the Book of Carol and see what your thoughts were about the season finale of Daryl Dixon last night. So anxious to hear your thoughts. You guys have a great night. Well played, both teams. We will see you tomorrow night, hopefully, for a little Daryl Dixon. And then we'll be back here with a little bit of Sly and a little bit of Vox on Wednesday night. So you guys have a good one. Great gameplay. Bye, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.